Jai Shri Krishna. Welcome to study of Bhagavad Gita with Dr. Atul Chokshi, Dean of Institute of Spiritual Sciences.
Namaste everyone, and we'll continue our study of Bhagavad Gita. So we are starting the chapter number 14. Last time we did chapter 13, which is Kshetra, Kshetragna, Vibhag Yoga. And today we are going to do it Gunatray Vibhag Yoga. So in the 13th chapter, God explained about our body, Kshetra, Kshetragna, our soul, and now he explains about the creation and Prakriti and its gunas. So this is a very important chapter, and this starts with Sri Bhagavan Uvacha. So God says, Param bhuya pravakshami gnananam gnanam uttamam yad gnatva munaya sarve param siddhim itagata. So God says, I'm going to tell you again. He tells Arjuna that I'm going to tell you the highest knowledge. Param bhuya. Param means the highest. Bhuya means again. Param bhuya pravakshami. Pravakshami means I will declare to you, I'll explain to you, I'll present to you. Param bhuya pravakshami. What? Gnananam gnanam uttamam. The knowledge which is the highest one. Gnananam. Of all the knowledge, gnanam uttamam means the best. So param bhuya pravakshami gnananam gnanam uttamam. And with this knowledge, yad gnatva, knowing this, yad gnatva, munaya sarve param siddhim itagata. This knowledge by knowing which the great masters of the past, the seekers of the past, reach the highest attainment, means God realization and self-realization, emancipation. So that is the reward one gets. So param bhuya pravakshami gnananam gnanamuttamam yad gnatva, knowing which yad gnatva munaya sarve, all the munis, munaya sarve, param siddhim itagata. Itagata means from here, from this planet, with this body, with this intellect and mind. Means you are already equipped with that. So this is how God is praising the knowledge, because in the last chapter he says, with the gnana chaksu, with the eyes of the knowledge, means that gnan. So which gnan? So that's he is describing that. And munaya, the word muni comes from manan. So the one who does constant manan or thinking about the spiritual entities and spiritual progress, munaya, that is called muni. Muni is the one who is doing constant manan on the ultimate truth or on God. And the muni is the one who has gotten rid of body consciousness. That is called muni. So he has gotten rid of the body consciousness. How? By constantly thinking and meditating on God and his soul. So such a seeker is called muni. So using this knowledge that God is going to tell us, we can reach the highest. That's what God is telling. So now we understand self, the knower of the self, and now the creation or prakriti. And these three are interwoven and are under control of the master, of the Lord. So our soul is not independent. So our soul is under control. Prakriti is under control of God. So these three, once we know in depth, we can reach to ultimate goal without getting entangled in the prakriti or world or maya. At the moment we are gotten entangled, we are deeply committed, deeply absorbed, deeply attached. And undoing that is the reward of this knowledge. And that entanglement came from ignorance or wrong knowledge. So you remember we did avidya. That was avidya is the cause. So avidya, and now with right knowledge, with vidya, you dissociate from this complex union that we ourselves have made with the Prakriti. So Prakriti and ourselves union is samsara, and disunion is moksha. That is so now we have to understand Prakriti, and God explains this Prakriti is made up of three gunas. Prakriti means creation. So it is made up of three gunas, which is sattva, rajas, tama. So these sattva, rajas, tama, these are the three components of everything. Everything is made up. We are part of Prakriti, so we are also made up of these three gunas. Any substance, anything in which that we see is made up of these three gunas. Gross things we can see. My hand is a part of Prakriti. This body is a part of Prakriti. My mind is very subtle, we can't see, but that is also part of Prakriti. Means material is the same. This is a gross material. The mind and intellect, that is a fine material. Not known to us, but these effects are known to us. Like oxygen in the air. We don't see, but we use it. So sattva, rajas, tama. So these three gunas. So sattva, rajas, tama, these are the three gunas of which the Prakriti is made. So these gunas, which are different components, they bind our soul with the Prakriti. These gunas are in different combinations, and these combinations keep changing. It is dynamic. It changes. We are all born with certain imprints and bring the gunas with us. That is depending upon our prior karmas and prior life. So we are born with imprint. So some are born more sattvic, some are born rajasic, some are more tamasic. Plus our interaction with the world and experiences modulates, and these gunas fluctuates. We have an opportunity to go from tamas is the lowest one, we all know. From tamas to rajas, we can go from rajas to sattva. That is within our control, or we can deteriorate from sattva to tamas. So, and these gunas, they keep changing. And we are made up of these three gunas in different combinations. So, Rat Sattva Rajastama. Sattva Rajastama iti guna prakriti sambhavan. These are born out of Prakriti. And Nibandhanti Mahabaho Dehe Dehinam Avyam. And these gunas, they bind Dehe in the body. Dehinam means a soul. It binds the soul with the gunas of the Prakriti. Of these, the Sattva is the best one, and Tamas is the worst one. And once we know these gunas, we cannot see gunas. Gunas is not something that you have to see, but you see the effects of the gunas. You can see the effects of the gunas on depending upon how a human being or animal being is behaving. You know this is a rajasic human being, sattvic human being, or tamasic human being. But you cannot see. Nobody can assess me whether I am a predominantly sattva, I am predominantly rajasic, or predominantly tamasic. But my activities will tell you right away that this man is sattvic man, this man is rajasic man, this man is tamasic man. So the effects is palpable to us, but guna we can't see. But we are made up of that. Okay? And our highest goal is to be beyond these three gunas. To transcend these three gunas means effects of the Prakriti is our highest goal, and that is called gunatit. Atit means be going beyond it. So God is gunatit. Master has no gunas. That's why he's called nirguna, nisanga. So in the same way, we are part of God. So we are also our soul is also without any gunas. And get influenced by gunas. So now we have to transcend those gunas and become gunatit. Gunatit. So that is a so and that will happen only with the knowledge. So knowledge is the key. Knowledge will help us to identify these gunas, to modulate these gunas in our favor and become gunatit, and know that whether we are progressing or we are deteriorating. So in the next verse, God says, idam gnanam upasritya mama sadharmyam agataha sarge api upajayante pralayena vyathanti cha. Idam gnanam, this knowledge that God is telling us, idam gnanam upasritya means taking shelter of this, taking the path of this knowledge, means making a ladder of this knowledge. Idam gnanam upasritya. What will happen? Mama sadharmyam agataha. These munis and great people became like me. Sadharmyam means similar to me. Similar characteristics, similar. Means you become God-like. Why? With what? With this knowledge. Idam gnanam upasritya. Every word is important. No? Idam gnanam upasritya mama, God says, mama sadharmyam agata. They attained to my being, means they became like me. Sadharmyam agata. Sarge apina upajayante pralayena vyathanti cha. And such beings, they will not be born again. Sarge apina upajayante means they are not created again. Pralayena vyathanti cha. And at the time of dissolution, time of death, they are not in distress. Vyathanti, vyatha means distress. A man of such a knowledge who has used this knowledge and ascended becomes godly, and he's free of fear of death and has no birth. Means he becomes immortal. Again, idam gnanam, this gnan, idam gnanam upasritya mama sadharme magata. Not that we will be able to create animals and create the universe like God, but we will become gunatit like God, peaceful like God, serene like God, asanga like God. So godly. That's why we say he's a godly man. Who has imbibed those qualities. So, idam granam upasrite mama sadharme magataha sarge apina upajayante pralayena vyathanti cha. Means he will be fearless of death. Because there is nothing like death. It is our illusion, it is our misunderstanding, it's our delusion. No? The death occurs only to the body. Death occurs only to the ego. Death does not occur to our soul or real I. It occurs to the body. We died many times in this life. Childhood died and youth was born. Childhood died and youth was born. Bachelorhood died and a married man was born. The youth died and middle age was born. And middle aged died and old man is born. So in these multiple deaths, which we call, means there is nothing similar. A childhood and middle-aged man, as an unmarried man and married man, there is no similarities. So one thing disappears, the other thing appears. So what dies is ego dies. I-ness dies, mindness dies. So taking this body as I, that dies. I am this body, that dies. But the real soul does not die. So there is nothing called death. So the one who understands this has dissociated his consciousness from the body consciousness. That is called Muni. So once he has dissociated his from body consciousness, he is called Jivan Mukta, means he is emancipated during life. Or Dvija, means twice born. Once he was born with a body consciousness and body, and now he got rid of body consciousness, so he's Dvija, is twice born, or spiritual birth. So one is a physical birth, second is a spiritual birth with our own effort and our own advancement and with making use of our excellent computer that God has given, body, mind, intellect. So idam gnanam upasritya mama sadharmyam agataha sarge apina upajayante pralayena vyathanti cha. Means he becomes free of worries. The one who is not afraid of death is not afraid of anything. So he is serene, he is calm, he is kind, he is generous, he is free, he is godlike, he is godly. So this is the greatest advantage one gets with the knowledge. With what? With the knowledge. Only knowledge will do this. So that's why we all have to wake up. So that's why it says, that's why Vivekananda says, arise, awake, and stop not till you reach the goal. So Uttis, that is the translation of our Vedas. So Uttisthat Jagrata Prapya Varana Nibodhita. Arise, awake, and go to a learned man and become knowledgeable. So that is Swami Vivekananda from our Upanishads. So the same thing here, the God is putting this. And unless we wake up, our pain, misery, fear, agitation, distress does not go away. So uh, waking up or changing our path is extremely important. Tulsidas ji also very nicely says, "Jo sapnan mein sir kati koi." Somebody assaults you, and on the head. जो सपनन में सिर कटी कोई बिनु जागन दूरी दुख नहीं होई. Unless the guy wakes up, that misery of his nightmare is not going to go. जो सपनन में सिर कटी कोई बिनु जागन दूरी दुख नहीं होई. So same way, once you wake up from this world to spiritual truth, your miseries will go away. Otherwise, miseries will not leave you alone. It will be different kinds of miseries chasing you, sickness, losses of property, losses of loved one, losses of so many things, ill health, and fear of death. All these one by one will harass you. But if you have knowledge, nothing can touch you. So that's what and one becomes gunatit. So that is the highest benefit we get by following the spiritual path. So that's why God says, Idam granam upasritya mama sadharme magataha sarge apina pujayante pralayena vyathanti cha. Now he explains how this creation came into. So he says, Mama yoni mahad brahma tasmin garbham dadamiham verse number 3. Tasmin garbham dadamiham sambhava sarvabhutanam tato bhavati bharata. Arjuna, my creation, mama yoni mahad brahma. Mahat means cosmic intelligence, final. Mama yoni, and a Brahman, mahad Brahma means great Brahman from which all the creation is created, is called mahad Brahma. Mama yoni mahad Brahma. Tasmin garbham dadamiham. In that I put soul, seed. Sambhava sarvabhutanam tato bhavati bharata. So all beings are born because I put that soul into that body. Parents are responsible for creation of our body. It is a product of Prakriti. So that is sperm and ova creates embryo. That it creates body. In that body, God says, I put Atman. Whether it is human being or a goat or a kitten or anything. That's why God says, Mama yoni mahad brahma tasmin garbham dadamiham sambhava sarva bhutanam tato bhavati bharata. That's how you see this creation. So every living soul, living being, I put the soul into that. Yes, and we give the example, the smallest ant or a biggest elephant or human being or any live being you take, that there I put a spark that is soul and that is from me. Mama yoni mahad brahma tasmin garbham dadamiham sambhava sarvabhutanam tato bhavati bharata. That's how the creation comes. And now in the fourth verse he says, Sarvayoni sukonteya, in all the species, Sarvayoni sukonteya, murtaya sambhavantiya, different shapes, different sizes, different animals. Murtaya means different. You see a rabbit, you see a fox, you see a cow, you see a human being, all different, millions of them. So Sarvayoni means all species. Sarvayoni Sukunteya is addressing Arjuna. Sarvayoni Sukunteya Murtaya is different shapes you see. Murtaya Sambhavantiya, the possibility of having different animals with a different power, different gorgeous colors and abilities. That is sarva yonisu konteya murtaya sambhavantiya tesham brahma mahad yoni aham bija prad pita. I am your father. I put the soul. If a body is formed in the embryo, in the uterus, and if God doesn't put the soul, it will be a fetal death. It will not be a human being. So from being to human being happens because of God. So that is why he says, I am your father. And he tells it several places in Bhagavad Gita. So the Pitahamasya Jagato, that is in the 9th chapter comes. Pitahamasya Jagato Mata Dhata Pitamaha Vidyam Pavitra Omkara Rukka Sam Yajurevacha. 9th chapter. So of the whole creation, I am the father. Pita ahamasya jagato, whole universe, jagato. Mata, dhata means maintainer. Mother, maintainer, mata, dhata, pitam. Vedyam pavitra omkara. My name is Om, Omkar. Rukka sam yajurevacha. So Rig Veda, Sam Veda, Yajur Veda. So Pitamasa Jagato, Mata Dhata Pitama, Vidyam Paitra Omkar, Ruksame Jurevacha. Then he says, Gatir Bharta, Prabhu Sakshi, Nivasa, Saranam, Sruhat, Prabhava, Pralaya, Sthanam, Nidhanam, Bijam, Avyam. He says, these 15 things he says. So Gati means a destination. Gatir Bharta means maintenance. Gatir Bharta, Prabhu in charge. Sakshi, witness. Prabhu Sakshi. Nivasa, your residence. Nivas. Saranam, your shelters. Sruhat, your friend. Sruhat. Saranam, Sruhat. Prabhava means origin. Pralaya means end. Prabhava, pralaya. Sthanam, nidhanam, death. Nidhanam. Bijam, seed. Avyam means which does not get depleted. That is me. And even and if you don't understand this much, then he says, Tapamyaham amvarsam. I send you the heat, I send you the rain. Tapamyaham ahamvarsam. Nigruhani utsrujami cha. I pour the rain, I hold the rain. Sujami. Amrutam chaiva mrutyuscha sat asatam cha arjuna. So I am immortality. I am mortality. Sat, asat, aham cha Arjuna. Means the body dies. That is me. Soul doesn't die. That is me. So that's why we say, Tameva mata cha pita tvameva. Tvameva bandhus cha sakha tvameva. Tvameva vidya dravinam tvameva. Tvameva sarvam mama deva deva. This from Upanishad that tells everything in two lines. We do it all the time, so we forget the profound meanings behind it, So that is how God created, So now he says, Sattvam Rajas Tama. So now, what are you made up of? Or what is the universe made up of? Sattva Rajas Tama iti guna prakriti sambhavan. Nibandanti mahabaho dehe dehinam avyam. So these gunas are in Prakriti. Prakriti is made up of these gunas. This body is made up of Sattva Rajastama. This table is made up of Sattva Rajastama. It is inert, so we call Tamas. Sattva Rajastama. But everything is a rose has a lot of fragrance. It is sattvic, and the thorns are tamasic. So this whole creation has this combination, and it binds the soul because with the soul and our consciousness, we made association with the body, and soul with the body consciousness is called Jivatman. So when Jivatman means we say, no, I am. What are you talking? I am this body, I am this intellect, I am in charge. So that is the firm conviction that you have, that you made a friendship with that, and now the trouble starts. So that is Sattva Rajas Tama iti guna prakrutir sambhava nibandhanti, means it binds, nibandhanti mahabao. Dehe dehinam avyam. These gunas bind the soul in this body. So you say, this is my body. This is my body is sick. We don't say my body is sick. We say, I am sick. I am distressed. You are not distressed. Your mind is distressed. Your body is sick. You are not sick. No, your Atma is not sick. So we should separate that out. So, but it is not the gunas of the Prakriti that binds us. We, on our consciousness, we cling to the Prakriti. So the grip that we have taken with the Prakriti has not taken grip on us. There are a lot of sattvic things in the world, beautiful things on the world. They don't come and attack me, but I go and attack them and I bind with them. So one of the Swamijis was telling that no, it is the tree trunk and you have hold it very tightly and you are not releasing. Oh Swamiji, mujhe chhodao, I'm bound. He says, no, you are not bound. You release your grip, my friend, and you are free. You are holding it. So gunas are not holding. Gunas have no capacity to attack us, but they have got capacity to attract us. And we get attracted. So that is Nibandanti Mahabaho Dehinam Avyam. So knowing this, we can be free. That's why God explained in the previous chapter that Purusha Prakriti Stho Hi Bhunkate prakriti jan guna, 13th chapter. We just did it. Purusha means soul. Prakriti stho he. Only through the prakriti means only through the body and interacting with the world. Purusha prakriti stho he. There is no other way. Bhunkate means enjoys. Bhunkate. Purusha prakriti. Bhunkate prakriti jan gunan. It enjoys the gunas of the prakriti. Till then, there is no problem. Karanam guna sangovasya. But if you get attached, karanam guna sangovasya. Sat asat yoni janmasu. You will be born in good circumstances, bad circumstances, higher species, lower species, depending upon your attachment to the gunas of the Prakriti. And if you get dissociate from Prakriti, there is no more birth or death for you. That means you are gunatit. So the problem is the attachment, not anything. And you give up that attachment and false identification with the body, that I am this body and this is my body and I am this body. That identification, you wipe it out, you are free. Once you wipe that out, then normally your consciousness will drift towards spirituality. Then it will drift towards Atman. So, decreasing the attachment and association with body consciousness, as it sinks or becomes less, the attachment to the what is real and what is Atman and Paramatman increases. It's automatic. So, and then you reach to a state which is called Gunatit, and you become Asango, which you were originally. You are still Asango. Your pure soul has nothing to do with the Prakriti. So now it separates out. And these three gunas, now God explains these three gunas. Tatra sattvam nirmalatvat. Prakasakam, so that is the verse number 6. Tatra sattvam nirmalatvat prakasaka manamayam sukh sangena bandhanti gnana sangena chanana. Of these three gunas, Arjuna, sattva is like a torch. It is a light which will show you what really things are. Tatra, in these three gunas, tatra means there. I mean, these three gunas. Tatra sattva nirmalatvat. It is taintless. It is transparent. It is flawless. Tatra sattva nirmalatvat. Prakasaka manamam. It will enlighten the things. So wherever you use your sattva guna, it will show you the world the way it is, the subject, objects, the way they are. It will show you the Atman the way it is. Tatra sattva nirmalatvat prakasaka means it will show you the reality. Prakasaka manamayam, amayam means it is without any flaws or disease. Disease that is amayam means disease. Anamayam means without disease, without faults, without blemishes. So sattva is without blemishes. So sattva guna will show you the objects, the people, the world, the way it is, not anything more or less. Sometimes we see the things and we give extraordinary importance to something. No, sattva will not do it. So sattva will show the reality of the things. So the things. Sattvam is like a torch, it's a light. So that sattva, but sattva also binds. So tatra sattvam nirmalatvat prakasaka manamayam sukh sangena bandhanti. It binds you with the happiness. Sukh sangena bandhanti gnana sangena chanage, and with the knowledge. You will become knowledgeable, but you will be attached to sukha. We all are attached to sukha, happiness. Sukha sangena bandhanti gnana sangena chanaga. Anaga means the sinless. Arjuna, he addresses him as anaga. So sattva is very helpful, but it also binds you to knowledge as well as to happiness. Means your thirst of happiness will be there. Tatta sattva maniramana. So if we can dissociate from knowledge as well as from liking or attachment to happiness, then that sattva is called Suddha Sattva, means pure sattva. And that pure sattva will show you God. Sattva will not show you God. Sattva will give you a good idea, no? But you still will know that, oh, I'm a man of Gita, I know Gita, I'm a Pandit, I know this, I am something. That feeling will not go. I want to be happy, that thirst will not go. If that thirst for happiness goes, that arrogance or that awareness of being spiritual, awareness about the realized soul, or that goes away, then there is no attachment left and you are with God. That is called Suddha Sattva, 100%. So it's a 24 karat gold, means I don't want anything, only God realized. Sattva is 14%, 14 karat gold. It is contaminated with rajas, means liking, sangha. So scientists are in search of the reality, the truth. They also find out truth. Einstein also finds out truth, and all these our great inventor, they find out vaccine and everything. So they are knowledgeable, they are wedded to sattva. But they have that feeling that I am the inventor of this, I am a physicist, and I am something. So that that is the limit that they can go to. So he is a famous scientist, he is a Nobel Prize winner, so forth. But he is not a God realized soul, while we want to become God realized. If you want to become God realized, get rid of those two things, liking for happiness and an attachment to the pride that I am something. So that is, if you do it, it is Suddha Sattva, 100% truth. So I am better than others, I am more knowledgeable than others, I have knowledge, that is all part of a sattva, because you are knowledgeable, but you are aware about it. So Kabirji explains very nicely, So, moti maya sab chhode, झीणी छूटे न कोई, पीर पैगंबर औलिया झीणी सबको खाए. Even if you are a Peer, Pegambar, Olia, Jini means these arrogance that I am. That is last thing to go away. Money people can give up, position people can discard or not attach, but I am a big guru or I'm a big author or all those things doesn't go. So Jini sabko khai. So that's why the Sant Kaviji says, Man mare maya mare mar gaye sarir, asha trishna na mare keh gaye Sant Kabir. Your asa of becoming, the desires of doing something, asa, trishna means attaining to something which you have not attained, and getting attached to something is called trishna. You haven't even gotten that, but you are attached to something which is not yet achieved. Whatever is achieved, you get attached, that is attachment. Whatever is not achieved and you get attached, that is called Trishna. That's why Sant Kabir says, जो तेरा नहीं है उसे छोड़ दे. जो तेरा नहीं है उसे छोड़ दे. How can I give up? I didn't even get it. So what he says, that give up the thirst of having that. So that is once you do it, it is Suddha Sattva. Then the second guna is Rajo guna. Rajo ragat makam vidhi. 90% of us fall into that. Rajo ragat makam vidhi. Trishna sanga samudbhavam. Nibandanti mahabaho karma sangena dehinam. Verse number 7. Rajo ragatmakam. The Rajo guna is made up of raga, means attachment. Rajo ragatmakam. As soon as that happens, you are attached. House you are attached, jewelry you are attached, diplomas you are attached. All this is rajas. Rajo ragatmakam vidhi. How it is born? Trishna Sanga Samudvam, out of your thirst. I want to become a doctor. I want to become multi-million. Trishna. Trishna Sanga Samudvam. It has two qualities. Tan Nibandhanti Konteya, and it binds a human being to karma sangena dehinam. It makes you run after those things. We run till we fall. So that is the product of rajas. You have one business, you are opening second business, you are doing international business, you are traveling all the time in the plane, you are a big shot, and you are bound to the activities, and that binds you. What is it? That is rajas. The rajo ragat makam vidhi. Rajas will bring you prosperity, as a name and fame, worldly thing, transient things. But it will not bring you satisfaction, it will not bring you peace of mind, it will not bring you satiety. On the contrary, it will increase your greed, it will attach you to the action itself. You will be working 16 hours a day, you will be running like mad until you get exhausted at the expense of your family, friends, health. That is the power of rajas. Rajoragatmakam vidhi trishnasaṅga samudbhavam tanibandhanti konte karma sangena dehinam. It binds you to the activity. So non-stop activity you will be doing because you are predominantly rajas. It's better than tamas, but it is not optimal, not desirable. Nobody wants to run around and die thirsty and greedy and disappear. No, nobody wants. So, and the way to come out of that rajas, only way to come out of rajas is to divert the action into godly things, karma yoga. Doing activities dedicated to God is called karma yoga. Even though you are rajasic, you are channeling your energy to God, that is karma yoga. So activities directed towards God. And that's what God says. Do it for me. Mat karma krunmat parmo. 11th chapter, no? God says last verse. Last verses are all important. 11:55, last verse. After showing everything to Arjuna, he says, Mat karma kruna, means do work for me. Become my employee, he said. Mat karma kruna mat parmo, thinking me to be the highest. Mad bhakta sangha varjita, be my devotee. Sangha varjita, without attachment, sangha varjita. Nirveraha sarvabhuteshu, no animosity with anybody. Nirveraha. Yasamameti Pandava. That the guy comes to me. 5 things. Mat karma, krun, mat parmo, mat bhakta, sangvarjita, nirveraha, sarvabhuteshu, yasamameti Pandava. Simple thing. So, that's the same thing Raman Maharshi says. Ishwar arpitam na ichchaya kritam chitta sodakam mukti sadhakam. Otherwise, there is no other option. You want to get fatigued and die in the airplane? You don't want to do that. No. So, Ishwar arpitam na ichchaya kritam, not driven by ichcha and greed and your driving force, rajas. Na ichchaya. Chitta sodakam, it will make you serene, wise, calm, happy, blissful. So Ishwar arpitam na ichchaya kritam chitta sodakam, mukti sadakam, and it will emancipate you. Ramana verse. The next verse is tamas. So we saw sattva, we saw rajas, tamas. Tamas tu agnanajam vidhi. It is born out of ignorance, total ignorance. He has no discrimination at all. Tamas tu agnanajam vidhi mohanam sarvadehinam. Tan nibandhanti konte means it pramad alasya nindravi. Means it will bind you to pramad alasya nindravi tan nibandhanti bhat. Tamas means no discrimination. Tamas will bind you to pramad. Pramad means what you ought to do, you are not doing. That is pramad. A student is supposed to study and doesn't study and goes in the movie and sits at the bank of river and smokes. That is he was not supposed to do. That is called pramada. Father was supposed to provide to the family and work, and he doesn't do, and he's lying down like a lazy bum holding the bottle of wine. That is pramad. So it binds with the pramad, and it binds with the alas, laziness and sleepiness and bad things and violence and everything wrong. That is tamas. Tamas, you don't want to go near that. Tamas. And tamas is aggravated by certain foods and especially alcohol. Alcohol is the thing which increases tamas to the highest degree. So alcoholic starts with 1 or 2 drinks and he goes to 4 and 6 drinks, and then he becomes a slave to alcohol, which increases tremendous tamas and destroys family, destroys finances, destroys himself, and dies of livers and other diseases. Because he has no discrimination that I'm harming myself, I'm harming my family, I'm harming everything. So that is the product of tamas. So tamas. And ninth verse it is Sattvam Sukhe Sanjayati. Now, these 3 gunas, God says, what they bring to you. Sattvam Sukhe Sanjayati. With Sattva, you will be happy, content. Sattvam Sukhe Sanjayati. Raja Karmani Bharat. If you are Rajas, you will be running around from morning till evening. And nothing will be enough. You will be wanting more and more. My neighbor is a multi-millionaire. I'm only a millionaire. So he again starts running. So that greed will come, and nothing is enough, and he will waste his life. So rajas, so sattvam sukhe sanjayati, raja karmani bharata, gnanam avrutya tu tama, pramade sanjati. And if you are with the tamas, it will make you lazy, self-destructive, destructive to the society, and you will, so that will happen. So sattvam sukhe sanjati raja karmani bharata gnanam avrutti tu tama pramade sanjati uta. So we don't want to be at all tamasic, we want to be rajasic, and rajasic attached with sattva. Sattva tainted rajas is very good combination. Then slowly you become sattva, and from that you go to suddha sattva, and then you become fearless, emancipated, jivan mukta, and move in the world of God with all the luxury and calmness, and be very useful to yourself and to everyone else. So we will stop here as suggested by Savitaji. We are not going to do many verses. These were all related verses. So we will divide this 9th chapter, 14th chapter into 3 sessions. And I explained, and the God explained everything in these verses. So we will go further, and you can ask questions, because a lot of things excites, or these teachings excites the questions, because we were on wrong track. So we want to correct on the right track. And for that, we need a clarification. So if you have any questions, you can ask.
Thank you, Dr. Chokshi. That was really nice. I think Just for everybody's information, we were talking about it, and I said to him, my knowledge is limited. Let's do few shlokas at a time so we can absorb a lot more. Thank you.
Yes.
I hope everybody agrees with me.
Yes.
Any questions, please?
Yes, Dr. Chokshi, I have a question this time.
Yes, yes, yes.
I was listening very carefully about you said that birth is a child, youth, and adult, and then you pass away. But what's the? I didn't get quite difference between a physical birth and a spiritual birth. Is it the same, or this? Trying to distinguish? You said spiritual birth and a physical birth.
Okay, physical birth means we are gifted with this body, mind, and intellect. This is a physical birth. Right?
Okay.
When you learn, explore spirituality, go in depth, understand the higher teaching, become spiritual, you are a different human being. So that's called spiritual birth. Knowledge, which is normally hidden unless you make an effort, you will not get all these things, knowledge known to us, that this is rajas, this is sattva, this is tamas, this is soul, this is body. All these things are, where are they? There's these hidden, it's in the scriptures. So the one who studies scriptures, one who understands scriptures, one who goes in the search of Sat, this is Sat, goes to the master and learns, then he is a different human being. He was a nasty being before, and now he's a nice, gentle, serene, pious man. What changed? So that birth is called spiritual birth.
Like born again.
Born again. Born again, spiritual birth, dvija, twice born. Because otherwise you are born as a physical body, and if you don't get exposed, then you are a 35-year-old baby. Then you will be 55-year-old baby,
And when you
which
say that,
literally
how
did
do
not
you
advance at
separate
all.
your conscious from
And
your
you
body?
just did
Because
this,
ultimately
whatever
the
was
whole
available to you, enjoyed
nutshell game
senses,
is
and you
that we are
died.
misconception
So
that we take body as
75-year-old
our
baby
identity,
died,
that I am the body,
because
not the
you did not grow
pure
spiritually at
Atman.
all.
And with that, you also say, giving
So
example of
you just
sage
like an animal,
Astavakra,
just
that
you
all
ate,
Vishayoko you
drank,
take as a wish
and
jar,
possessed the things,
and
and had
separate them.
children, and
And
died.
also you give 5
So
different things that if you
is
apply that in your
unlike a
life,
human being
like Shama,
who
Daya,
has the
Soch,
gift
Satya, and
of
Ajvam,
knowing what is dharma,
that
what is higher
adaptation
values.
of those
Only
things
human being
will
in the
help
human
you
form
to
can
separate
attain to
yourself
spiritual truths.
from the consciousness,
The
as a
cows and
body
animals
from that.
cannot. So that's how we are
And
different from
ultimately,
everything.
you made 2 points which
So
really
that's
triggered
called
me here.
twice born,
That
Dvija.
even though we are a part of
If many
Paramatman,
people will
Atman,
never
as
go
Atman, but
on
we are
his
at
side
the
and they
lower
die. So that's
level
fine.
of
No, so that's
soul,
God says, okay, what
whereby
can
the
I do?
Prakriti is
You
affecting
totally
us.
wasted. I sent you
And
there with
Prakriti
so
is
much
affecting
assets.
us because
You
of
wasted.
Trigunas
Then
and Mayas, all
whatever
the created by
depending
that.
upon your
And
karmas, you
ultimate
get
our
into the
goal
body.
is that lower soul of
It's
ours,
interesting
we call
that the word
Atman,
you use,
needs
Dvija, by
to
what I
merge
came
with
across
higher
is
soul of
Dvija
Paramatman,
Earth also
keeping the
being
creation separate.
applied to a
Yeah.
like if you look at the Brahmin when they take a
Once you
yagno
get the
when
knowledge
they
and you start taking the
put that
steps,
cotton
we
thread
start with the
and
baby steps,
practice
and
karma
then you
kand
reach
and
the
all that,
ultimate truth.
that
The
stage is
problem
also
came
called as
because
a
of
dvij.
avidya.
Yeah,
Yes.
Avid.
Means
Yeah.
remember those 5 or
Wrong
6
knowledge. Wrong knowledge.
avidya, asmita,
Consecrated by a
raga, dvesha,
priest
vinivesha.
who
These
never
5
forget
obstacles. What is
kleshas.
that janoi? Janoi is a
These
constant
5
reminder out of that
God.
avidya is the
Yes.
greatest that's master. Why now he's not going to just play cricket and finish his life. Which are unreal, we thought it is real. Which is unsteady, we thought it's steady. What's the source of pain? We thought the source of
It's true.
fun.
One thing which I actually was amazed
is
strong
knowing
knowledge
that we
is
knew
the
about
cause
the
of
gunas,
our
and gunas plays
suffering
the
and
role
our existence.
as all this
So
Maya
what do
and all that
you
happens with
supplement it with the right
our
knowledge and
nature.
reverse the
But
process.
this
So
driving
once you
from
reverse the
tamas
process, you
to
see
rajas
the Astokra
to
gave
sattva.
5 things, and you
And
follow
beyond
that, you will
sattva
be
also there is thing that we need to
greatest
get to,
human
that we
being.
call Shuddha Sattva.
So that we
Because
straight
sattva
forward,
also
the
gives you
Kshama,
happiness,
that's the
but
highest
being
virtue.
that
Kshama,
attachment to the
Ajvam,
happiness
Daya,
means you still
Tosh,
have
and
attachment.
Satyam.
So you are not
Santosh,
still
if
have
you are
roasted
contented,
all your
one of
vasanas.
them can take you to the
Correct?
highest
Correct.
peak.
And that
If
is
you are
why Shuddha
contented, you are
Sattva,
done with the
where
world.
there is no binding left
Contented.
to the happiness or the knowledge which you
So
acquired.
these 5
And there
things,
is no attachment.
that's
So
why he
Shuddha
puts these 5 things
Sattva
and say,
is the
okay,
same term
he tells
as
to king,
Kevalyam.
Janaka,
Nirbi
king
Nirbi.
Janaka,
Nirbi
that
Samadhi.
there
my
are no
son,
seeds
if you
left.
want to be
Left. Correct.
free,
Nirbi
just
Samadhi.
follow
That is
these 5
Kevalya, means
and give up
only
the sensory
soul, pure
things
soul is
like it is a
remaining.
poison,
Kevalya.
and consume
Yeah,
these 5
Patanjali.
things as if
Yep.
it is a
Very
nectar.
well. Thank
And
you.
it will be done.
That relates that.
I
Very well
thought
said.
you said
Very well.
sattva means it will
And
give you
these are
happiness, right?
absolutely real.
But
There
you're
is no
saying be
doubt.
happy,
I
but
don't
don't
see
be
any
attached
doubt
to it.
there.
Is that
No,
what you're
because
saying?
you go word by word.
Yes.
These word of Lord Krishna,
not attached to
everything will be
that is a
bright
that is gunatit,
and come to your
beyond
consciousness.
gunas, unattached,
And there is no higher truth than that. No, it is
How do
highest
you
truth.
define attachment to
Yeah.
happiness?
Unfortunately, we
attachment to
never
happiness,
spend
no
5
attachment
minutes
to
for this. No, that
your,
is the thing.
education, your
we studied
wealth,
history,
your,
physics,
your knowledge,
physics,
nothing.
trigonometry, and science,
It's
and
like
all
the
these
lotus.
things. So your time ran out.
Yeah, it belongs to God, and God
You
gives
are,
you
true.
this,
you are,
and
you are
this,
lucky, and
this,
now
I
we are
have nothing
sitting
to
and
do
doing
with
it.
and
And I'm
bye-bye.
sure that you are all
Like the
getting
lotus
benefit.
flower.
One by one,
Yes.
these
The
things
water.
become
Through the
very
different
clear.
stages, and then there's
And
a,
then you don't want
if
to
we
give it up. No?
focus on God
You
and
don't
stay
want to give
there
it up. No, nobody
without
wants to go
attachment, that's very
knowingly
good.
in a mud and a
It's
mess.
not easy in human
If you know that this
humanity.
path is very bad and
Yes, so
dirty, you
that is
don't want
called
to go.
Brahmani Adhai, means giving up to
Till
God.
then you
Brahmani
are
Adhai Karmani Sangam Tyaktva Karotiya
Very well said.
Lipyatena na sapapin
Anyone has any other question
Patrivam
pertaining to the class
like
or
like a
anything
lotus
regarding Gita class?
flower
Right.
in the water
Rata,
doesn't
Gordon.
get
Feel free
attached
to
to the
ask, no
water.
problem. No.
The same way you function in the world, giving all your
Very
Must
Malaji.
buy anything.
activities to Lord.
Everybody's
Brahmani
looking for Mamaji.
Adhai.
Last time you asked some question, I don't
Karmani,
remember what it
Sangam,
was, but it
Tyaktva.
clarified so many things. I was thinking about it
Means
later on. I
giving
said,
up.
okay, so true. So
Lipyatena
that
na
is called
sapapin.
satsang.
He
You
will
ask,
not be
that will
tainted.
bring knowledge.
Lipyatena
You
na
answer, it will
Padma
bring knowledge.
patra
And we
iva
don't follow any
ambasa.
other
Like
textbook,
water
only
doesn't touch
textbook,
the lotus leaf.
masterpiece.
Similarly, such a human being will not be
There is
affected.
nothing better than that. You know, somebody sent a video, no, that how
So these
how
things
great
happen
is India,
slowly,
and that,
slowly,
you know,
but once you
Naresh
go,
Chandra sent
it's
that.
like you
Such a
get
beautiful truth.
into
That
secondary school,
10,000 years
college, and
old
PhD,
civilization,
and all
nothing
those ways,
happened to
slowly,
it.
slowly.
And they give the example of 9 other
So,
civilizations. They are, you
Start.
can't find
so again, the equation from
even a piece.
getting from,
Why?
I understand the
Because
getting
that
to
is
tamas
that's
to
based on
rajas
Satya.
to sat. Now
Satyameva
question
jayate
comes
na
to
anrutam.
sat to shuddha
These
sattva.
words came
So the
5,000 years ago
formula for
and
that
still
is more
verbatim correct. Satyameva
sort of
jayate na
intense
anrutam. Only Satya
involvement
will
knowing the
survive,
scripture.
not falsehood.
How do you
No,
reach
you get rid of your ego.
We are
That is
fortunate
that
to
be
be. So Suddha Sattva and
yeah,
Sattva
no,
difference is ego. That
inheritance.
I
We have
am
this such a
knowledgeable.
great
I am better than this. I
treasure?
I know
Nature
everything,
and
and
treasure
and what
and
realizes also arrogance.
somebody I was talking to, no, they want to do
Get rid of the
something. I
ego.
said, you want to make
So
movies? No,
The
make
I.
movies about
that's
these
what they
things.
say.
These
Man
teachings,
minus
make
ego
it
means
in
God.
mainstream. Instead
Simple.
of
Man minus
just
desire
bringing
means
some
God. Vasna
useless
prakshayo
things.
moksha. Shankaracharya ji has said everything.
Right, absolutely true.
Yes. No, I said, I'm with you. If you do it, I will give whatever I have.
Yes.
You go straight there.
So
I think let's
it doesn't
hire
happen
son of
overnight.
Dr. Savita ji,
Oh.
It does
and
happen
let's
with
get something
constant
on that.
practice and
We
mana.
can
That's why
make
it's called
multimedia
mana.
things on that.
And the one who constantly does manan on this, I was talking to Dr. Bakshi's son. He's also very nice young man. So that's why we give example of the great research workers and artists and everything. Dr. They also contribute, but that is a different level of success and with a lot of power and lot of these success is eternal. You are done with everything. Yes, but he says that no, Dr. Chokshi, I've said so many nasty things about president. You are like because you follow their footsteps. He's a very like that.
When I tell him not to come, he'll be in
So
trouble.
physical birth is, I would say, it's younger people, young age babies and all that. And the spiritual birth is like the retired folks.
Any other questions? No. That is our assessment. Jagdish bhai, it has nothing to do with addition.
Because they have more time and they can.
No. People, we did not have guidance. No,
so that's wrong.
It's
Yeah.
a lack of guidance. If you have guidance, you become Vivekananda. Yes. From the young.
So beautiful. And so happy.
You don't have a guidance. You just you have a guidance to become a doctor. You become doctor.
Like whatever.
Keep drifting, yeah.
Right. So you become worldly, man. You are what satsang comes is movement towards the sun, the spiritual as well as the worldly thing. Finding out sat, talking about sat, knowing about sat, everything. Have lots of money, lots of knowledge. Nisangatvam, nirmohatvam. Nirmohatve, nischala chittam, nischala chittam. Don't have money, what are you going to do charity with? Next time we are going to do Shankaracharya, we will include all these things. Plenty. No, and we will spend a lot of time. That is
you have so much depth and
he never
so
said that be a beggar and be a beggar and a destitute and
you have so much things to share with all.
Unless you are a master swimmer, whatever I find good, I memorize that.
That's right.
Yes, when you find good, then it becomes part of you, and that is not a problem. Happiness is not a problem, and I have nothing else to do anyway. But attachment to them is
still. We really appreciate all that. You work hard to put everything in pieces together.
Some reason I get an urge to share with others. These words is a very, very powerful. There is nothing better than that. And Ashokji is like you will get a Nobel Prize.
Oh, beautiful.
But I self-realize will see because you are better than some diplomas here and there. Commodity which has a monetary value, so people don't spend 1 minute. Still there are lots of people listen to it. I have nothing to do with it. And it will benefit people. So God says you do it. This why any and rest of the things addition, deletion.
I will be so happy that whatever you are teaching.
I enjoy the explanation
so
at the bottom of the
I will
page.
share something about my own experience.
You enjoy, right?
Very good, yes. It makes it easier.
And things about the mukti and
no, the simple examples make it very, very
get all this
clear.
Yeah.
that. So
see, you watch the baby growing, just you will see the prakriti. That is prakriti.
About guna and all these things.
The modifications that your voice is breaking so slowly. That is prakriti. A 25-year-old man has nothing common with a 5-year-old child. And 65-year-old man has nothing common with a teenager. Everything changed, unfortunately.
Right.
And that change.
I think he's on a computer. Are you on a computer, sir?
Intellect, liking,
I'm on the
values,
phone,
everything.
but maybe I can go upstairs. But I was sitting downstairs. That's why it's
okay.
Possible. Just one
and
second.
to dissociate with that, and he says, okay, it is floating. No, this is like a but I am an Atman, so I am Atman and nothing else.
No, we can hear you now.
Vivekananda said that.
Yeah, because now I came the upstairs. So you can hear.
You will come to the conclusion.
I just sharing my experience regarding these things.
Very welcome. Very welcome.
That's Dr. Chokshi.
I think one more thing I want to point out, which
is very important.
Said that what makes you do
talking
things
about all these
even
things,
though your conscious
very depth,
has
just
prohibiting
feel
you
that.
is because of your own ego and greed.
So my
because
father,
they're
he was
taking
a
over.
doctor.
Yeah, it's greed.
When he was here
it's
with
greed
me,
which drives your limited
and
consciousness, which is ego.
very spiritual,
So that
very spiritual, very
greed,
pure. Whatever he did in
God
his
says
life,
the answer.
he delivered the
Kam
babies.
esha krodha
in
esha
that
rajo
time
guna
when he was
samudbhavam.
practicing
Your
in 50s and
desire,
whatever,
Arjuna,
when people call
Kamesh,
from
and
this,
your anger is
like
the
all this
cause
forest
of
and
your
all people
fall.
come,
Arjuna
they have no
asked,
money, they have
how
no
come
lights,
God,
you have no vehicle.
we
They come to my father,
helplessly
and then they say,
succumb?
oh, my wife
He
has
says,
just labor pain.
at that time
And my
God
father
says,
just walked with
Kam
this
esha
behind them in the
krodha
forest.
rajo guna
It's raining, even the wild animals, tiger and all. He goes
mahapapam
there. He
vidhi
delivers the
enam
child,
hivarinam.
nothing about the
Know
money or
them
anything.
to be your
When I got my
greatest
MD
enemy.
also, my father just told me, you have this
Jealousy
degree,
and greed
not
are
for
two
money.
very bad.
You have to.
It is.
But once you know,
And
you
I
don't
enjoy my
want
life.
to go on that
But
side.
when he was here with me at
You
one
know
point,
that this is
and
destructive.
one
Why do
night,
I have to become jealous?
he
No,
said,
just here say you.
and he
You
started
become
something just talking about this, that.
beautiful.
And I said, Father, what are you talking
virtuous.
right
No,
now? And
yes,
it was just
that if
middle of
somebody
night.
got 10 million
And say, I
lottery,
have no
the
fear.
God is so kind to him,
He
and
has
his
no
karma,
problem
God is
with health even.
bestowing that.
Not a
I'm very
single
happy for you.
medications or
Where
anything
is
he
the
was taking,
jealousy?
blood pressure, nothing.
Yeah.
I am
And
happy
he mentioned
because
to
I
me,
see the hand of God
and I said,
in that.
I have no fear. And I said,
And if
Daddy,
I
why are
get
you
it,
talking
okay,
like
God,
this?
you
You
are
have no
giving me
problems.
reward of something that I did.
And he was
in the
just
past.
going to
So
explain me
you
all
don't
these
become
things.
arrogant also.
And then he said, oh, maybe you feel
that
little scared now.
I got a lottery of $10
I said,
million.
no, Father, why are you talking like
So
this?
everything when you involve God,
Then
you
I
don't
think
become
it's the
jealous.
middle of night.
You
Usually
don't
I was
become
putting when my
arrogant,
children was young.
and you become
Usually I put my
better
children to
and
sleep
better every
with some
single day.
songs.
And for real, it is
Just
not.
particularly
This
the
is not.
Vishnu Sahasranam.
This
Every
is
time I just
spirituality
put
is
my children to
palpable.
sleep
It is.
with
It
the
is.
Vishnu
It will
Sahasranam.
give you result
Wow.
in your hand. That's
So
what
I
all
thought that
masters said, that I can
maybe
show
I
you
can
God. As when
sing some
Bhagwan
things,
Ramakrishna says,
and my father
Naren,
can
I can show you God
sleep.
like you
So
see me.
I said, let's
What it
sing,
meant?
Father, some
That
prayer.
no, you will
And
have
say, okay,
no
then if
doubts
you want to
left.
sing, then just sing about this
And Swami
Updesaram.
Vivekananda had no doubts left after he spent 7-8
Oh
years
my
with
God. Immediately
Bhagwan
he asked me,
Ramakrishna. No?
this Updesaram.
Yeah.
I had no idea
Very
because
true.
I've just told her, yeah, okay, maybe
I'll
I can
ask you,
sing this.
not ask you,
And
Dr.
just I
Chokshi.
started this.
Make me think about, you mentioned higher level soul and lower level soul. Atma and Paramatma, they are inside you.
And Ishwararbitam
And you give example of the two
Yeah,
birds,
that's what
right?
yes, that is Mundaka Upanishad, very famous.
Before that, my father just mentioned
Yeah,
very
and
clearly
then
in
the
Jainism,
thought came to my
they
mind
say
is that
Santharo.
if the
You
Paramatma is
maybe some
observing
you know Dr. Chokshi, but maybe
and
other people
lower
Santharo being talk about that
Atma
thing,
is the
the
one
whole
which
process,
is doing
how
all
to
the
leave this
action and everything.
physical body in
Paramatma is
Jainism.
observing you. Now, if
And my
your
father said
Atma is
Santharo,
doing something wrong,
and I was just after
why
that I
can't
was
the
singing
higher
this
soul,
Updesaram when he asked me,
Paramatma, stop
and when
it?
I used this word
Because
mukti,
he's only observing it. He's not taking any
and
action.
immediately I heard
No,
because my eyes was closed.
it tells
I
you
just heard
don't do
little
it.
burp,
That's your conscious. No,
and I was just a little bit.
don't do it.
What is kind of
You
burp?
get angry. You say no,
And when I
that's
opened my
not good
eyes,
for you.
and
No,
my father was not there.
Premji, that's not good for you. You're cheating. That's not
Dr.
good for you. And you still say no. What can I do? I'm used to it. Very advanced. I cannot get rid of it. No.
Yes.
So he was not afraid. Yes, that's conscious. What we call conscious. My conscious does not agree. My gut feeling, my
Yes, he
conscious,
said Santharo even when
my
he asked
atma,
me,
मेरा आत्मा नहीं मानता है.
this is a
Nobody
long
says
process
मेरा
when
mind
people
नहीं
do all
मानता
things
है. मेरा आत्मा नहीं
sadhu,
मानना
they
नहीं
don't eat
मानता
and
है.
don't be sick. But here my father said,
That is the
it is
real
Santharo.
voice of God
And he
which is
just left
seated
the
in the
body.
heart. So everybody says
That's why
मेरा दिल
I
नहीं
was just
कहता है.
whatever
No,
just
कोई
Dr.
नहीं बोलता है
Chokshi was
मेरा
talking
mind नहीं
today.
कहता है.
I was just remembering
Very
my
true.
father, all this activity.
Mind
And I saw that.
is a tricky thing. Mind is a tricky thing.
So people
Intellect
like
is
your
also
father,
a tricky thing.
they
It's better,
exist.
but it is still
And
tricky.
they are there.
Yes,
and
yes.
that is
So we can contaminate
result of
mind
spiritual,
totally. We can
attainment,
contaminate intellect
I would
totally.
call them
But
real
we cannot
Jivan Mukta.
contaminate our soul.
See, he mentioned
worked-
that he was
these
a
things
regular
get
doctor
contaminated,
going
Yes.
in the
and we
forest
justify
delivering
Yeah.
the babies. You
we
think it is a
justify
joke?
that. Why
No,
not?
this is
And then I was very
The soul you cannot
disturbed.
see.
Even then I went to
you
India
cannot
for all this kriya, whatever you have to do. And my uncle,
Interesting.
my father's elder brother, he was also doctor, very great.
Akash, you cannot see
And
Akash.
he was
You can
thinking
see
that, oh,
Jal,
Jagdish, you are
you can
so
see
disturbed.
fire,
but you cannot see Akash.
I cannot just feel even I have all this knowledge and everything.
Yes.
I practice everything,
Infinity.
but even
It's
I was
very,
so much
very
disturbed when I
subtle,
lost my
so
father
subtle.
in that
But
situation.
when you
And I was
keep
never thinking,
meditate means you
and
keep
my
thinking
uncle was
about
saying,
this,
you are
the
very
answers
disturbed at this.
keep coming and coming
And then he was
on its
talking
own.
about
And
Gita because he was also
that's
follower
why
of
God left these
Mahasi
books
Arvinda.
for us.
He was very close to Mahasi
He
Arvinda.
says
He
there
also
is every
you
scriptures and he keeps
lineage
sending
you
the
come
saints
from.
all the time. He says there are
And
plenty of saints.
then I realized why my father asked
At
me
all
this
times.
thing even.
Not that the world is
Whatever I
now
said,
full of crooks.
time,
No,
I said, maybe,
there are good people.
but he was the last. He never told me
soul you
anything in
cannot
my
see.
life.
You also
Let's do
don't
this or
know
do
how
that.
old
He
is the
never
soul,
punished
right?
me even.
It's
Pardon?
eternal.
He never
Yeah,
advised me
Anadi.
anything, but that
Yeah.
moment, that last thing, I think he was
Soul
a
you
great
cannot
teaching to
see, but
me.
you don't know how old
that's
is the
why he
soul.
asked.
Like, is it 100
No,
Not
years?
directly telling me,
Anadi,
because he knew that I was so busy with my
Nirguna,
own
Nischala,
activity and work and all
Nirvikara,
these things,
Nisanga,
and then
Nirvikara,
all attachment and
Niranjana.
all. So he
All
wants to give this
ni.
message at the last
That
moment
nine
to
ni,
teach him
that is Atman. That nine
all
ni
of these
is
things.
Paramatma.
Ishwararpitam Nichaya Kurtam.
Same thing.
And then I realized it's finally. That's why he appreciated particularly this thing. And I
Satchidananda. No,
think it was a great
that's why
message
we will
in
do
my
the
life.
Atma
That last
Sattvam. No?
moment he gave me.
Shivoham,
Just
Shivoham.
follow this path.
Yeah.
Yes, very good. No, very. Thanks for sharing your personal, family story. There's so much to learn from it. You know?
It is.
Ultimate knowledge.
And even also when it is mentioning about the Sri Gunas and talking about the Prakash, the light and torch and the activity. Mahasi Patanjali also mentioned the same thing. Prakasha Kriya Siddhi Silam Bhutendriyatmakam Bhoga Upat Asarta Drusyam. This is from Yoga Sutra. Very nice performance. This sutra also. Prakasha Kriya Siddhi Silam. This is so powerful. And while Dr. Chokshi is talking, I was just remembering his thing. Nice explanation.
In the last
Dr.
verse, he
Chokshi
gives the
tried to
answer. Who
teach
are
us.
you then?
I'm so thankful to you,
Aham
Dr. Chokshi, today that
nirvikalpo
you are so perfect.
nirakara rupo
I enjoy and
vibhurvapya sarvatra sarvendriyana sadame samatvam muktirna bandha.
Thank you, Dr.
I have
Vidya
no
and Dr.
bondage, I
Chokshi.
have no
You're amazing.
nothing.
Very nice, Chair.
One thing, Savitaji, I want to mention at this time. The Kumudini Banno was who was Kumudini. She expired day before yesterday.
We are getting late now.
Sorry to hear this.
All right. Okay.
Sorry to hear this.
All right.
I like to do some little prayer for her.
We are retired people, so.
I work tomorrow morning.
Enjoying this every single moment. How you can you are enjoying this every single moment.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. Even if you are not there in the screen, I'm doing it on my own anyway. And followed the journey. Not only on Wednesday. I was in touch with her. She used to call many times.
She told that she shared with her experience because she was also in the medical college. She was a little bit senior, 1 or 2 years senior than you.
Yes.
She shared with this me also. She was a pathologist.
She was
My God.
I know, as any of you, even if the last moment
I
you
talked
come
to her. It was
on
so nice to talk
Saturday,
to her just 2
that
weeks
is
ago.
fine. You let me know.
No, let us not have time, Dr.
She died in yes.
We have limited the bus, so we actually got 2 more people today. So
yes,
we have room for 1 or 2 maximum.
Yes.
All right, I think we'll probably thank you in our session. So we'll recite our shloka. Dr. Vedya already recited it, but we'll recite the shloka again.
Purnamidam Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamavashishyate Purnamevavashishyate Om